San Antonio Water System Standard Specifications for Construction. Item No. 815. High-density polyethylene, HDPE. Pipe installation direct bury for water. 815.1 Description: this item shall consist of high-density polyethylene pipe and HDPE tubing installation direct bury for water in accordance with these specifications and as directed by SAWS inspector. 815.2 Reference standards. Reference standards cited in this specification. Item No. 815 refer to the current reference standard published at the time of the latest revision date. 1. San Antonio Water System, SAWS. A. SAWS specifications for water and sanitary sewer construction. B. SAWS materials specifications. 2. Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, TCEQ, Chapter 290 Rules and Regulations for Public Water Systems. 3. American Society for Testing and Materials, ASTM, International. ASTM F714 Standard Specification for Polyethylene, PE, Plastic Pipe, SDRPR, based on outside diameter. BASTM F1055 Standard Specification for Electrofusion Type Polyethylene Fittings for Outside Diameter Controlled Polyethylene and Cross-Linked Polyethylene, PEX, Pipe and Tubing. CASTM F1290 Standard Practice for Electrofusion Joining Polyolefin Pipe and Fittings. DASTM F2164 Standard Practice for Field Leak Testing of Polyethylene, PE, Pressure Piping Systems Using Hydrostatic Pressure. EASTM F2206 Standard Specification for Fabricated Fittings of Butt-Fused Polyethylene, PE, Plastic Pipe, Fittings, Sheet Stock, Plate Stock, or Block Stock. FASTM F2620 Standard Practice for Heat Fusion Joining of Polyethylene Pipe and Fittings. GASTM D2737 Standard Specification for Polyethylene, PE, Plastic Tubing. HASTM D2774 Standard Practice for Underground Installation of Thermoplastic Pressure Piping. IASTM D2837, Standard Test Method for Obtaining Hydrostatic Design Basis for Thermoplastic Pipe Materials or Pressure Design Basis for Thermoplastic Pipe Products. JASTM F2880 Standard Specification for Lap Joint Type Flange Adapters for Polyethylene Pressure Pipe in Nominal Pipe Sizes 3/4 in to 65 inches. KASTM F3124 Standard Practice for Data Recording the Procedure Used to Produce Heat Butt Fusion Joints. LASTM F3183 Standard Practice for Guided Side Bend Evaluation of Polyethylene Pipe Butt Fusion Joint. MASTM F3190 Standard Practice for Heat Fusion Equipment, HFE, Operator Qualification on Polyethylene, PE, and Polyamide, PA, Pipe and Fittings. NASTM D3261 Standard Specification for Butt Heat Fusion Polyethylene, PE, Plastic Fittings for Polyethylene, PE, Plastic Pipe and Tubing. OASTM D3035 Standard Specification for Polyethylene, PE, Plastic Pipe, DRPR, based on controlled outside diameter. PASTM D3350 Standard Specification for Polyethylene Plastics Pipe and Fittings Materials. 4. American National Standards Institute, ANSI, American Water Works Association, AWWA. ANSI/AWWA C901 Polyethylene, PE, Pressure Pipe and Tubing, 3/4 inches 13 mm through 3 inches 76 mm for water service. B. ANSI/AWWA C906 Polyethylene, PE, Pressure Pipe and Fittings, 4 inches 100 mm through 65 inches 1650 mm, for waterworks. C. ANSI/AWWA C651 Disinfecting Water Mains. 5. AWWA American Water Works Association. AWWA M55 Manual of Water Supply Practices, PE Pipe Design and Installation. 6. International Organization of Standardization, ISO. ISO 9001. 7. Plastics Pipe Institute, PPI. PPI Handbook of Polyethylene Pipe, 2009, 2nd edition. BPPI Municipal Advisory Board, MAB, Generic Electrofusion Procedure for Field Joining of 12-inch and Smaller Polyethylene, PE. CPPI Municipal Advisory Board, MAB, Generic Electrofusion Procedure for Field Joining of 14-inch to 30-inch Polyethylene, PE, Pipe, MAB 02. D-Pipe PPI Material Handling Guide for HDPE Pipe and Fittings. EPPITR 33 Generic Butt Fusion Joining Procedure for Field Joining of Polyethylene Pipe. FPPITR 34 Disinfection of Newly Constructed Polyethylene Water Mains. GPPITR 38 Bolt Torque for Polyethylene Flange Joints. HPPITN 42 Recommended Minimum Training Guidelines for PE Pipe Butt Fusion Joining Operators for Municipal and Industrial Projects. 8 National Sanitation Foundation, NSF. ANSF 61, Drinking Water Components, Health Effects. 815.3 Submittals. All submittals shall be in accordance with engineer's requirements and submittals shall be approved by the engineer prior to delivery. 1 Pipe resin used to produce HDPE pipe for this project must be sampled, tested, and approved for use to assure compliance with ASTM cell classification requirements. 2 Resin vendor's certification characterizing the HDPE material and stating compliance with all requirements must accompany all raw material resins used in the manufacture of the pipe. 3 The pipe manufacturer's responsibility includes testing in accordance with ASTM D3350 for pipe and HDPE tubing. 4 Certifications. A. Per General Conditions Section 5.12.2 All contractor submittals for all pipe and other products or materials furnished under this specification shall be marked as reviewed and approved by contractor for compliance with contract documents and the reference standards. B. The manufacturer shall provide ISO 9001 certificate by a third party. C. Submit written verification that the pipe manufacturer has been manufacturing ASTM F714 standard specification for polyethylene, PE, plastic pipe, SDRPR, based on outside diameter pipe with similar design pressure and size as this project for a minimum of 10 years. D. Submit written verification that the pipe manufacturer has been manufacturing ASTM D2737 standard specification for polyethylene, PE, plastic tubing with similar design pressure and size as this project for a minimum of 10 years. E. Submit written verification from the pipe manufacturer demonstrating compliance with the production and delivery schedule of the pipe as indicated in the contractor's preliminary CPM schedule. F. Submit written verification from mechanical fitting manufacturer that fitting is compatible with HDPE pipe and meets the requirements of this section. 5. Contractor shall submit manufacturer's product data, installation recommendations, shop drawings, and certifications. 6. Shop drawings. A. Catalog data sheets for all materials confirming pipe, fittings, and other materials conform to requirements of this specification. B. Pipe supplier information. Submit company name, and contact number. C. Details of all piping systems components confirming that the pipe and fittings conform to the specified requirements. D. The contractor shall submit shop drawings of pipe, fittings, gaskets, hardware, flanges, appurtenances, special details sufficient to demonstrate compliance with these specifications. E. Fabrication drawings showing 1. Wall thickness. 2. Pipe length. 3. Pipe joint, i.e. fused, mechanical. 7. Testing plan. Submit at least 30 days prior to testing and at minimum, include the following. A. Testing dates. B. Piping systems and section, S, To be tested. C. Method of isolation. Method of isolation to be approved by the engineer. D. Method of conveying water from source to system being tested. E. Hydrostatic leak testing. 1. Submit a hydrostatic leak testing plan which includes equipment, pump, water meter, pressure regulating valve, pressure gauges, etc., water handling procedures, supply and disposal, sequence and schedule by test section, and pressure test data. Must be per specification item number 841 hydrostatic testing operations. 2. Certifications of calibration, approved testing laboratory certificate if pressure gauge for hydrostatic test has been previously used. If pressure gauge is new, no certificate is required. 8. Testing reports. A. Furnish affidavit certified that all pipe meet the provisions of the specification and has been tested and submit reports in accordance with the applicable ASTMs and AWWAC 901 and AWWAC 906. B. Reports include the following. 1. Hydrostatic proof test reports. 2. Sustained pressure test reports. 3. Burst strength test reports. 4. Stress regression testing. C. Other reports may be requested by the engineer. 9. Fusion information, submit the following prior to performing any work. A. Written fusion procedures, including procedures for cold weather work if needed. B. Certification from pipe manufacturer that contractor is qualified to join, lay, and handle pipe. C. Butt fusion shall be performed by personnel certified by McElroy, or engineer approved equal, in large diameter pipeline fusion. D. Fusion operators shall be qualified per PPITN 42 and ASTM F3190. E. The person performing the fusing of HDPE pipe and HDPE tubing shall have received training in the fusing of HDPE pipe and HDPE tubing in accordance with the recommendations of the pipe manufacturer and the fusing equipment supplier. F. Provide a statement from pipe manufacturer that personnel responsible for fusing the pipe have been trained and qualified. G. The contractor shall maintain records of trained personnel and shall certify that training was received not more than 12 months before commencing construction. H. The contractor shall also submit details of welding/fusing procedures and equipment to be used. D. Data logger specification and sample report. E. Fusion machine specification and maintenance log. At a minimum, reports shall include for each fusion machine fusion operator, time, date, heater temperature, pressure, and station number of joint. F. Listing for all fusion operators to be used for the work must be approved by the engineer at least 2 weeks prior to the start of work. G. Contractor to submit shop drawings and fusion information together as a complete package, in a timely manner for review prior to start of work. 10. Detail drawings indicating type, number, and other pertinent details of the slings and other methods proposed for pipe support and handling during manufacturing, transport, and installation. 11. All pipe handling equipment and methods shall be acceptable to the engineer. 12. Pipe manufacturer's written quality assurance/quality control program. 13. Field service representative resume. 815.4 Materials. The materials for high-density polyethylene pipe, HDPE, and HDPE tubing for water supply lines shall conform to the following requirements. 1. HDPE pipe with 4 to 65 diameter shall be PE 4710 solid wall pipe and fittings that are in conformance with ASTM F714, AWWAC 901, and C906, and NSF 61 requirements stated herein. 2. Pipe 6-inch and larger diameter shall be a minimum of DR11, pressure rating of 200 psi, and ductile iron pipe size, dips, outside diameter. 3. Pipe and fitting manufacture. All pipe and fittings will be high-density polyethylene pipe and made of virgin material. 4. No rework except that obtained from the manufacturer's own production of the same formulation will be used. 5. The pipe and fitting produced from this resin will have a minimum cell classification of 445,574 C under ASTM D3350. 6. For potable water applications, the cell classification shall be 445574CCC3. 7. The value for the hydrostatic design basis will not be less than 1600 psi at 73 degrees Fahrenheit per ASTM D2837. 8. Pipe will have ultraviolet protection for a minimum of 3 years. 9. The hydrostatic design stress, HDS, rating for water at 73 degrees Fahrenheit shall not be less than 1000 psi. That shall be listed in PPITR4 in the name of the pipe manufacturer. 10. Pipe and fitting quality, all pipes and fittings shall be free of visible cracks, holes, foreign material, foreign inclusions, blisters, or other deleterious or injurious faults or defects. 11. Pipe and fittings shall be as uniform as commercially practical in color, opacity, density, and other physical properties. 12. Cuts or gouges, per AWWAM 55 are acceptable up to 10% of wall thickness. Cuts or gouges in excess of 10% of wall thickness must be removed by cutting the damaged section from the pipe string and butt fusing the ends. 13. Pipe marking. Each length of pipe shall be clearly marked with pipe manufacturer, pipe size, pipe class, production code, material designation, and other relevant identifying information. 14. Stripe along the length of pipe shall be blue in color to identify the pipe as potable water. Stripe shall be extruded in the pipe every 120 degrees, painted on stripes are not acceptable. 15. Fittings. When butt fusion is not possible, polyethylene pipe shall be connected by electrofusion coupling. Electrofusion couplings shall be made of HDPE material with a minimum material designation code of PE 4710 and with a minimum cell classification as noted in section 815.4. B. Electrofusion fittings shall be manufactured in accordance with ASTM F1055. C. All electrofusion fittings shall be suitable for use as pressure conduits and shall be pressure rated equal to the pressure rating of the pipe to which it is joined. D. Markings shall be according to ASTM F1055. Acceptable manufacturers are included in SAWS approved products list, APL. E. Polyethylene pipe and mechanical fittings shall be connected by means of a polyethylene flange adapter or polyethylene mechanical joint adapter with backup ring. F. The polyethylene adapter shall meet the same material requirements as the HDPE pipe. Approved manufacturers for mechanical or flange joint adapters are included in SAWS APL. 1. Provide MJ adapters with kit, manufactured in accordance with ASTM D3261. The adapter kit shall include the following: I. Rubber gasket. 2. MJ backup ring. 3. Corrosion resistant, COR blue bolts and nuts. 2. Provide flanged adapters with kit, manufactured in accordance with ASTM D3261. The adapter kit shall include the following: I. Metallic backup rings, Vanstone style lap joint flanges, shall have a radius on the inside diameter of the bore so as to be compatible with HDPE flanges. Backup ring shall have a bolt pattern that will mate with AWWAC 207 Class D, or B or E, ASME/ANSI B 16.5 Class 50, ASME/ANSI B 16.1 Class 125, or ASME/ANSI B 16.47 Series A. 2. Flange adapters shall meet the dimensional and material requirements of ASTM F2880. G. Mechanical fittings shall meet specification item number 836 gray iron and ductile iron fittings except as modified herein. H. Pipe connection fittings shall be meet or exceed the pressure requirements of the HDPE pipe and shall be certified by the fitting manufacturer as suitable for use with HDPE pipe. I. Stiffener inserts shall be used for all fittings and connections to HDPE pipe unless specifically not recommended by the fitting and pipe manufacturers. Stiffeners shall be 304 stainless steel. J. Stiffener shall be wedge type design or solid design as recommended by fitting manufacturer for the size of pipe. K. Mechanical fittings that do not provide restraint against pull-out or push-off are prohibited. L-flange adapters for connection to butterfly valves shall be factory beveled to permit clearance of butterfly valve disc. M-bevel shall not result in pressure rating less than requirements of the pipe to be connected to. 16 flex restraints or integral pipe collars for restraint shall be designed by the pipe or fitting manufacturer and suitable for fusing to the HDPE pipe. 17 The size and number of the flex restraints or size of the pipe collar, width and diameter, shall be as designed by the manufacturer to accommodate the loads indicated in the plans. 18 HDPE tubing 3-inch and smaller shall be HDPE conforming to the latest edition of ANSI/AWWAC 901 and ANSI/NSF Standard 61. A HDPE tubing shall be copper tube size, CTS, DR9. B. Mechanical fittings for service HDPE tubing shall be compression type. C. Stainless steel inserts shall be used at connections to brass fittings as recommended by the fitting manufacturer. D. Splicing of the HDPE tubing shall not be allowed. E. HDPE tubing color shall be blue or black with a blue stripe. F. HDPE tubing marking. HDPE tubing shall be marked in accordance with the standards to which it is manufactured. Include nominal size, DR, manufacturer's name or trademarks, materials designation code, date of manufacturer, pressure rating, and mark of certifying agency, ASTM and NSF. 19 Service connection fittings to distribution or transmission main shall be mechanical saddles and shall meet SAWS material specifications 110-30 service saddles except as modified herein. 20 Saddles shall be designed for use on HDPE piping to maintain a pressurized seal with the HDPE main regardless of change in pipe diameter due to temperature or pressure and shall be engineered to prevent sliding or rotation movement. 21 Clamps and gaskets. Clamps shall be stainless steel and shall meet the requirements SAWS material specifications 100-32 standard/wide range repair and tap clamps. 22 Furnish full circle, universal clamp couplings with a minimum 3/16-inch thick neoprene, grid-type gasket. Select clamps to fit outside diameter of pipe. 23 Use minimum clamp length of 30 inches for replacement pipes OD of 10.75 inches, 10-inch nominal, or greater and 18 inches for replacement pipe OD less than 10.75 inches. 24 Tracer wire shall be utilized for location and taped directly to the pipe. A tracer wire shall be properly spliced at each end connection and each service connection. B. Tracer wire shall be adequately wrapped and protected at each splice location in accordance with manufacturer recommendations. C. No bare tracer wire shall be accepted. D. Wire shall also come up to the top of valve extensions and fire hydrant stems, as directed by the inspector. E. Tracer wire shall be utilized for location purposes and taped directly to the top of pipe. F. Tracer wire shall be of solid core, 14 gauge insulated, and shall be taped to the main in minimum of 10-inch increments. G. Detection tape shall not be used in lieu of tracer wire. 25 Detection tape. Detection tape shall be 12 inches wide with repeating black lettering as follows: buried potable water line below. Lettering shall be a minimum of 1 inch, aluminum foil core, 0.5 mm thick, encased in a protective inert plastic jacket, 5000 psi minimum tensile strength, 2.5 lbs/inch per 1000 feet minimum weight, colored blue. A detection tape shall be installed once backfill has been placed and compacted to at least 12 inches above the top of pipe and not more than 18 inches above the top of pipe. 815.5 Quality control and assurance. 1. Manufacturer's qualifications. A manufacturer shall have a minimum of 10 years recent experience producing HDPE pressure pipe and fittings for at least the specified sizes and lengths and shall be able to submit documentation of at least 5 installations in satisfactory operation for at least 5 years. B. HDPE pipe and fittings manufacturers and distributors shall be listed as current members of the Plastics Pipe Institute, PPI. 2. Fusion contractor qualification requirements. A fusion shall be performed by a workforce that is experienced and certified in the performance of the related work. B. The fusion contractor shall be certified by the pipe or fitting manufacturer to have been trained and approved in the fusion of the HDPE products and shall have a minimum of 5 years total experience with the product. C. The contractor shall submit such certification as required in Section 815.3. 3. On-site observation. A pipe supplier, the pipe and fitting supplier, S, shall provide the services of an experienced, competent, and authorized field service representative who is acceptable to the SAWS to be on site for the initial installation of pipe and fittings. 1. The field service representative shall have a minimum of 5 years of experience and practical knowledge installing HDPE pipe with joints and fittings of the type to be furnished. 2. The resume of the field service representative shall be submitted in accordance with the requirements of this section. B. Pipe inspections. The engineer and inspector reserve the right to inspect pipes. Such inspection shall in no way relieve the manufacturer of the responsibilities to provide products that comply with the applicable standards and these specifications. Approval of the products or tests is not implied by the engineer's decision not to inspect the manufacturing, testing, or finished pipes. C. For budgeting purposes, assume up to 16 hours on site will be required for the pre-installation and initial installation of pipe and fittings. Additional periodic site visits will be at the request and discretion of the owner. 1. SAWS for a minimum of 1 periodic site visit and a maximum of 3 periodic site visits. 2. Assume each additional periodic site visit will require 8 hours on site. The field service representative duties shall include, but not be limited to, the following. I. Observe the installation and fusion of the pipe and fittings. 2. Report any concerns to the SAWS. 3. Answer questions and provide assistance to the SAWS and the contractor. 3. Submit copies of all field reports and test results. D. Field tests. 1. Butt fusion joint tests. Joint tests shall be performed with McElroy's guided side bend tester or engineer approved equal test equipment meeting the requirements of ASTM F3183. 2. Testing procedures shall be as recommended by the test apparatus manufacturer and ASTM F3183 and shall be performed for all fusion operators intended to be used on the project. 3. Joint shall be prepared, fused, and tested in the presence of the SAWS inspector and the engineer. 4. Contractor shall perform joint tests whenever a fusion operator whose work has not yet been joint tested performs a fusion for the first time and randomly as requested by SAWS at the expense of the contractor. 5. Contractor should assume 1 joint test for every 20 fusion joints. 6. If fusion joint test fails, then additional joint tests in excess of 1 test for every 20 fusion joints shall be at the expense of the contractor. 7. Electrofusion joint tests. Contractor's fusion operator shall demonstrate successful electrofusion coupling technique through a joint integrity test. 8. Test shall be in accordance with ASTM F1055 and shall be performed on a 16 or larger electrofusion coupling. 9. Joint shall be prepared and fused in the presence of the SAWS inspector and the engineer. 10. Contractor shall perform an additional electrofusion joint test for any additional fusion operators whose work has not yet been joint tested. 11. Hydrostatic pressure and leakage tests. Hydrostatic testing shall be in accordance with this specification section 815.7, hydrostatic testing and disinfection. 815.6 Construction. 1. General installation shall be in accordance with ASTM D2774, AWWAM 55, specification item number 812 water main installation, and as specified in this specification. A. No pipe shall be installed where the interior or exterior surfaces show damage that may jeopardize the integrity of the pipe as determined by the SAWS inspector. B. Such damaged pipe shall be replaced with a new undamaged pipe. C. All pipe damaged prior to end of construction shall be replaced at contractor's expense. 2. Transportation, unloading, and storage. A. Contractor's activities will comply with the requirements of this section. B. Transport, handle, and store pipe and fittings as recommended by manufacturer. C. Contractor to notify SAWS inspector a minimum of 4 hours prior to the delivery and unloading of pipe. D. SAWS inspector may choose to be present at time of delivery. E. Contractor is not to unload pipe until SAWS inspector is present or has informed contractor to proceed with unloading. F. During loading, transportation, and unloading, every precaution should be taken to prevent damage to the pipe. G. If new pipe and fittings become damaged before or during installation, it shall be repaired as recommended by the manufacturer or replaced as required by the SAWS inspector at the contractor's expense, before proceeding further. H. All pipe and accessories shall be loaded and unloaded by lifting with hoists or by skidding in order to avoid shock or damage. I. Proper facilities shall be provided for lowering sections of pipe into trenches. J. Under no circumstances shall pipe, fittings, or any other material be dropped or dumped into trenches. K. Protect the pipe from sharp edges when overhanging the bed of a truck or trailer by placing a smooth, rounded protecting strip on the edge of the bed. L. The load should be anchored securely to prevent slippage. M. Lengths of small diameter, lightweight pipe can be unloaded manually. N. Dragging the pipe into place is not permitted. O. Pipe handled on skidways shall not be rolled or skidded against pipe on the ground. P. Slings, hooks, or pipe tongs shall be padded and used in such a manner as to prevent damage to the exterior surface or interior of the pipe. Q. The joints shall be handled near the middle with wide web slings and bars. R. The use of chains, end hooks or cable slings that may scar the pipe are not permitted. S. Slings for handling the pipe shall not be located at butt-fused joints. T. All pipe and fittings shall be subjected to visual inspection at time of delivery and before they are lowered into the trench to be laid. U. Joints or fittings that do not conform to these specifications will be rejected and must be removed immediately by the contractor. V. Materials, if stored, shall be kept safe from damage. W. The contractor shall be responsible for all security, damage, and loss of pipe. X. The interior of the pipe as well as all sealing surfaces of mating components, i.e. flange faces, shall be kept free from dirt or foreign matter at all times. Y. The open ends of all sections of joined and/or installed pipe, not in service, shall be plugged to prevent animals or foreign material from entering the pipeline or pipe section. Z. The practice of stuffing cloth or paper in the open ends of the pipe will not be permitted. A. Where possible, the pipe shall be raised and supported at a suitable distance from the open end such that the open end will be below the level of the pipe at the point of support. B. Where necessary due to ground conditions, store pipe on wooden sleepers, spaced suitably and of such widths as not to allow deformation of pipe at point of contact with sleeper or between supports. CC pipe shall be stored in such a way as to prevent sagging or bending and protected from exposure to direct sunlight by covering with an opaque material while permitting adequate air circulation above and around the pipe. DD. The expansion and contraction caused by uneven heating by the sunlight shall be prevented by restraining the racks. 3. Cleaning. Before placement of pipe in the trench, all pipe and fitting shall be thoroughly cleaned of any foreign substance that may have collected thereon and shall be kept clean at all times thereafter. 4. Openings of all pipes and fittings in the trench shall be closed during any interruption to the work. 5. Placement. A. HDPE mains shall be laid to the depth shown in the contract documents. B. Pipe shall be laid directly on the imported bedding material. C. No blocking shall be permitted, and the bedding shall be such that it forms a continuous, solid bearing for the full length of the pipe. D. Excavations shall be made as needed to facilitate removal of handling devices after the pipe is laid. E. Initial backfill shall be consolidated to a point 12 inches above installed pipeline. F. In addition, the compaction and other requirements shall be as specified in specification item number 804. Excavation, trenching and backfill. G. All pipes in place must be approved by the inspector before backfilling. H pipe shall be protected from lateral displacement by pipe embedment material installed as specified in specification item number 804 excavation, trenching, and backfill. I pipe shall not be laid in water or under unsuitable weather or trench conditions, and shall be protected against entry of foreign matter. J. Lay the pipe so that no high or low points other than those on the plans are introduced. K. To prevent high points or low points along the pipeline, the general slope of the pipeline shall not be changed between vertical angle points. L. When pipe is to be connected to existing pipe, the terminus of the existing pipe shall be field located prior to fabricating new pipe. M. The contractor shall submit any required alignment adjustments to the engineer for acceptance. And the contractor shall make any required field alignment adjustments to allow proper fit-up of pipe in conformance with tolerances specified. O. Where necessary to raise or lower the pipe due to unforeseen obstructions or other causes, the engineer may change the alignment and/or the grades. P. Whenever pipe laying is stopped, the open end of the line shall be closed with an inflatable pipe plug end board or other watertight seal to keep water and debris from entering the interior of the pipe. Q. Any standing water shall be removed from the trench before the inflatable pipe plug or end board is removed. R. Laying lengths.